Good evening, all you sim race fans out there, and welcome to the BRL TV's Round 3 coverage of the Bootleg Racing League Street Stock Series, Season 27. I am Ryan Seneker, and up with me in the booth, as always, is Matt Hoops. We're coming to you live tonight from the virtual USA Speedway, and we're going to be bringing you all the action this Saturday night, July 14th, 2023. All the way back in 1994, a racing revolution was born. The legendary Bootleg Racing Series, powered by Papyrus sim racing software and fueled by the thrill of short track racing, BRS burst onto the scene, leaving tire tracks of excitement in its wake. Every race was highest speed symphony, pushing the limits of virtual horsepower and skill. But when the curtains fell on Papyrus, the heart-pounding action of BRS seemed destined to fade away. However, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the series returned with a vengeance in 2013, emerging as the all-new Bootleg Racing League. Ready to dominate the sim racing world once again, now embracing the iRacing platform, BRL unleashed its full potential, taking on the most iconic American short tracks with a burning passion. And that brings us to where we are tonight. Tonight's starting grid will be determined by a 15-car inversion based on last week's finish. That means the top finishers from the previous race will have to work their way up through the pack. There is also no faster pairs and no tire changes, so the drivers will have to take care of their equipment as this race progresses. And finally, this season brought the addition of a single green-white checkered attempt. If the caution flag is displayed during the final 2 laps, the race will be extended for a thrilling shootout to the checkered flag. That means that every position gained or lost in those decisive moments could be the difference between victory and defeat. And now, with all the formalities out of the way, welcome again to USA Speedway, where courage meets skill in the pursuit of glory. Step into the world of BRL, where speed is king and victory is the ultimate prize. Now let me hand it over to my booth mate, Matt Hoos. Matt, what can we expect to see here tonight?
Well, hello Ryan and the people out there watching tonight. USA is one of these classic tracks that we started with in iRacing back when I started on iRacing in 2009. It's one of the tracks that came with the system or the service, and it's always put on good races. This is a track I always look forward to coming to every season, and usually puts on a good show. And tonight it looks like it's not going to be any different. We have, during practice here, watching these guys, they got their hands full with the car. They're loose on exit, which is going to produce some good racing. We got a good amount of guys here again, and just really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it should be a good one, as always, but let's take a quick moment. We got about roughly a minute left in practice, so we're going to take a look at the championship points. With 2 rounds behind us, J.R. Shepard holds a 2-point lead over Chris Davis after the 2 drivers had close finishes in both previous rounds. Directly behind them, only 4 points away from the lead, is last season's champion, Jeffrey Harden. Harden took the championship by having consistent podium finishes throughout the 11-week schedule, so he's a driver to keep an eye on as the races count down. Looking to the rest of the top 10, there are only 11 points separating Lewis Flowers in 4th from Thomas Hilbert in 10th. So still a very, very, very tight in the points going into the 3rd round tonight. These guys have a lot to fight for.
Yeah, this series definitely, since they went back to this old points format, the inversion process and no qualifying, bonus points, all that stuff, has definitely made this points chase really interesting, because you can lose 10 spots in one race. It really puts the drama back into it. Oh,
so easily too. Yeah, it's always tight right up to the end. And with that, it looks like practice is wrapping up, so we will get set up and ready to go racing. It is worth noting that tonight is a 40-lap event. Usually we have the 50-lap event, but due to the track size being 3/4 of a mile, a good quarter-mile past our normal half-mile track, we shortened it so we can make it on fuel. It'll be a 40-lap feature event. Now, going through the grid, we have Steve Hilbert in the number 52, the Chief, sitting on the pole tonight with Tom Hilbert, his brother, to the outside. Last week, we know some brother-on-brother battling going on, and it didn't end well, so that ought to be interesting on the front row. Newcomer Ray Andrews sits in 3rd, Team High Times, with Joe Segala loose lugs to his outside. Lewis Flowers and John Wilson will be in row number 3. Row 4, Bruce Pearson and defending champion Jeffrey Harden. Row 5 will be J.R. Shepard, the up-and-coming. Brand new guy. I'd like to see how he can do. Never seen him run. And Donnie Moore to his outside with Thunder Ridge Racing. Austin Belke will be starting in 11th. Good to see Belke back in the series. He hasn't been with us in a while. And newcomer Brian Johnson his outside. And rookie Justin Walbring rounding out our 13-car field. There you see Hilbert lead the cars off. Now, Matt, I don't remember which series it was, but last week I distinctly remember the 52 and the 61 clashing on the track.
I believe that was in this Street Stock Series on our Saturday night.
Yeah, it's hard to remember because last week we had the Street Stocks on Friday, and then again we had them with the Sportsman Series on Saturday, so I couldn't remember which one it was, being the same car.
Either way, I think them two are going to put on a show here for the first couple laps.
Well, as they come around for one more formation lap, it's worth knowing that Steve Hilbert in the 52, green and yellow, you can see him on the screen there leading the field. He has been getting faster and faster with every race, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what Steve can do tonight.
Yeah, and I think at this track here, this will be the first race of this weekend, so we will see, but I'm pretty sure the outside line halfway works on the starts and the restarts, but after that, the bottom's going to be the line you want to get to.
And I'm noticing that Bruce Pearson, loose lugs, number 22, did not grid up. I wonder if he had connection issues. We have 12 cars on the track right now. All right, coming through turns 3 and 4. The pace car will dip off here in just a second. And an early jump from Hilbert. Quickly clears out ahead. Good start there from Steve Hilbert. Brother Tom holding on to second. Further back, you have Joe Segala moving up ahead of Andrews, taking away that final podium spot. And rounding out your top 5 right now is the Canadian John Wilson, Team CDR. Looking to Wilson's inside, though, is Lewis Flowers in that gray number 62. Behind him, Jeffrey Harden, defending champion, with J.R. Shepard kind of stuck to the outside. Nowhere to go. Pinned in behind Wilson and can't come down because of Harden. Not a great spot for Shepard to find himself. Directly behind Harden, you have Austin Belke in that very Jeff Gordon reminiscent paint scheme. The number 24, Austin Belke of Different Path Motorsports, that is J.R. Shepard's teammate, just got ahead of Shepard and got to the inside of Wilson. Tom Hilbert in the 61 is falling quickly. Joe Segala is up to second, Ray Andrews third, and Lewis Flowers in fourth.
Right now, all this racing is working in Steve Hilbert's favor. He's opening up a nice lead up there.
Oh, and all this battling allowed Steve to pull away by just over half a second. Good start for Steve Hilbert. Now we'll see if Joe Segala can reel him in. Well, there's still more battling further back as Tom Hilbert continues to fall. Donnie Moore gets by him. Here comes J.R. Shepard, and there is John Wilson in the 75.
You know, speaking of John Wilson, I know he just got a new wheel and pedals because his other one quit working here, and so I know he just got that. So he's probably trying to get used to that tonight, so that should be interesting to watch as the night progresses.
Well, that would answer the question of why John Wilson is so far back in the field. He's normally a strong front end of the mid-packers, and he is running in ninth, not where we're used to seeing John Wilson. Flowers is holding on to third place. Ray Andrews now under trouble as Harden gets below. Austin Belke coming up, and J.R. Shepard closing the door, keeping him stranded high. Donnie Moore ducking in behind Shepard, trying to keep that train a-rolling. And here comes John Wilson, trying to take what he can out of the group. And it looks like Tom Hilbert has retired. He has moved to the pits and gotten out of the car. His night is over. Further up, Joe Segala has reeled in our leader. That is Joe Segala in the black number 81, directly behind the green number 52 of Steve Hilbert. Joe already aggressively looking to the inside, trying to get a nose down there, but not able to do it just yet. Lewis Flowers keeping the pressure high in third, with Jeffrey Harden and J.R. Shepard rounding out your top 5. Correction, Austin Belke and J.R. Shepard are currently battling for 5th. Joe Segala got to the inside, got a nose out ahead, was scored as a leader last time by. And now it is Steve Hilbert under trouble as he's stuck on the outside. Lewis Flowers moves up, Jeffrey Harden moves up, Austin Belke moves up, and here comes J.R. Shepard taking 5th place away from Steve Hilbert. Now I would say at this point, 10 laps in, the best thing for Joe right now would be for this race to stay green. Restacking would only hurt his chances of staying out front, as the other fast guys are still trying to get their way through traffic.
Yeah, being as this is a bottom predominant track, you want it to stay green so everybody's single file, so it makes them faster guys there work harder to try to get up underneath somebody. Just takes them longer to get there. If you stack it up too wide, you get right on your back door. That's not a good situation to be in.
Oh, number 62, Lewis Flowers, saw an opening, tried to get his nose in there, wasn't able to do it, as Jeffrey Harden still stuck in third, pressuring Flowers to move forward.
It is good to see Flowers up running in second. It's the first time we've seen him running up front there, and he's really coming into his own here in the BRL.
I believe Flowers has had a top 5 finish here or there, but yeah, this is the closest he's been to the front, I believe. Good run from Flowers. This will be his first full-time season with the BRL, so good to see the fresh blood on the track. J.R. Shepard still rounding out the top 5. So far, the biggest mover of the night is Austin Belke in the 24. He is up 7 spots, running in 4th place. John Wilson in the 70. Oh, yep. Lewis Flowers goes to the inside. Got a nose ahead. Let's see if Joe can fight back from the outside. Not a popular place to be on this track. As you see Segala get really squirrely coming out of the corner. And it looks like Flowers is going to have him this time by. And that is trouble for Segala, as here comes Harden. And J.R. Shepard directly behind him. They're going to keep that train rolling, keep that door closed. But nope, Segala is able to tuck in. Nice move from Joe to stop the bleeding early. Austin Belke dropped back to 5th behind J.R. Shepard. J.R. now looking to the inside of Harden. Harden's going to keep that door closed. Now Lewis Flowers, your new leader, starting to stretch his legs a little bit with all that fresh air. Already put a couple car legs between himself and Segala. Good move from Flowers. He has a strong line tonight. Belke under pressure again. It looks like he's about to lose a spot to Donnie Moore, and here comes John Wilson. Looks like he's getting the feel for the new pedals pretty quick, because he is already back up to 7th and looking to take 6th. Wilson tucked in nice and tight behind Moore to keep that door closed, and Belke has no choice but to watch the drivers go by. He can battle back from the outside, but as we've seen, the luck is not on his side. Back up front, Flowers continues to lead, 0.3 of a second ahead of Joe Segala, the previous leader. Jeffrey Harden directly behind them under a lot of pressure from J.R. Shepard. Now with Chris Davis not here tonight, that means the battle, however it turns out tonight, it will be 1st and 2nd in the points, J.R. Shepard, Jeffrey Harden. There's 4 points separating them right now. So JR needs to get as many spots between himself and Harden as he can in the event of further and later down in the season. You know, heaven forbid, an accident, an incident, Shepard gets taken out of the race, he could lose the championship at that one unlucky moment. So he needs as many points as he can get right now. Shepard up into 3rd, took it around the outside. The only driver tonight to be able to do that. Joe Segala still struggling to keep pace with Flowers up ahead. But now Shepard up to third, and we're only halfway through the race. Let's see what Shepard can do if he can close the gap of well over 1.2 seconds to the leader.
Yeah, it's good to see them guys running up front. I think that attributes to, you know, like I said in the opening there, USA is one of our longtime tracks. So this is one of the tracks that all these guys know very well, unlike some of the tracks that we go to that they might not have much of experience on.
Yeah, as far as our BRL drivers are concerned, yeah, USA, they're all on equal footing. We've all run this track a lot in this league. So we all know the ins and outs. We all know the lines we want to run. And unfortunately for the rest of the drivers, that means J.R. Shepard has also run just as many laps as everyone else here. And that's not good for the drivers ahead of him. Riding on board J.R. Shepard, he's closed in on the bumper of Joe Segala, and he's already trying to get his nose to the inside. Joe is not having it. Close that door hard. And as we all know, of Segala, he will race you hard for any position, so don't expect him to just get out of Shepard's way. Jeffrey Harden running in fourth, just ahead of Donnie Moore. Jeffrey Harden has been losing pace. Might have got all the good out of those tires as he is falling off the top three and under a lot of pressure from Donnie Moore. Austin Belke, another driver, started the night off really fast, is kind of falling off the pace. Belke back to sixth, still up 5 spots from where he started, but far back from where he was.
I'm not sure if the track is loosening up or if JR just got a little loose there, but a couple corners ago he got a little loose coming out of exit there. I'm not sure if the tires are wearing out or just track's heating up here.
The top three all close back up on each other. Must have been trouble for Flowers. Segala is closing the gap back up. Shepard still directly behind him, running out the top three, and the podium positions are pulling away as Harden is over a second and a half back from J.R. Shepard.
I know it's hard to do for Flowers, but the last thing he needs to be doing is looking in that mirror. Just needs to be looking ahead.
Oh, and we have a caution out on the track. Looks like trouble between Donnie Moore and Austin Belke. Let's see if we can get a view of what happened there. And you see Moore in the 26, Belke in the 24. Just ahead of them is the white number 36 of Jeffrey Harden. Donnie Moore got loose coming out of the corner, just like you talked about, Matt. Drivers getting loose out there. And unfortunately for Austin Belke, he had nowhere to go, just an innocent bystander.
Yeah, I think that's what we were getting ready to see there on that long green flag run.
Yeah, it was just like you talked about at the top of the show, that, yeah, drivers getting really, really loose on corner exit, and we just saw it firsthand. All right, well, we have a moment. Let's bring up Joe Segala. He has the most to benefit from this. Hey, Joe, it's Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. How's it going?
Now, Joe, you've been holding on to second under a lot of pressure from J.R. Shepard. I know it's never where any driver wants to be, but you're holding your own. And do you think this restart is going to benefit you or hurt you?
Definitely hurt me. Once JR got behind me, I never looked in my mirror again, just because I know how JR races, so I don't have to worry about him. I just ran my line, trying to get to the inside of Lewis here, but man, that guy's quick. Couldn't quite do it. So I'm expecting on this restart being stuck on the high side. I'm sure JR will get behind me. Hopefully I can get tucked in behind him and maybe come home with a podium.
All right, Joe. Now, how are the driving conditions out there? Is it a really, really loose track as we're seeing, or is that just some drivers struggling?
Oh, no, it's very loose. The track is really slick, especially off the corners. You gotta kind of play with the throttle a little bit. Otherwise, the rear end's just going to want to come around.
All right, Joe. Well, thanks for talking to us, and good luck on the restart, man. I hope you get down to the bottom.
All right, thank you.
That was Joe Segala, Loose Lugs. Going to be starting from second position, front row, outside. Willing to say J.R. Shepard has the best seat in the house for this restart, as he will be starting inside directly behind Flowers.
I'm noticing some of these guys driving up in the marbles there on the under the caution. I'm not really sure why they're trying to get junk up on their tires or what.
Yeah, I'm not really sure the strategy there. Yeah, maybe they just wanted the extra challenge. The car's not loose enough. That's what I'm hearing.
I guess.
Let's see, the pace car lights go off this time by. And while we have a hot second, let me tell you what we're doing here. What you're watching right now is what we like to call BRL TV over on the BRL's YouTube channel. And BRL TV, what it is, it's here for any up-and-coming commentators and directors to get their feet wet in the world of sim race broadcasting. If you've ever wondered if you have what it takes to broadcast live races, well, this is your chance to get some experience without any pressure. That is exactly what me and Matt Hoos are doing right now. So if you're interested in getting on the fun, go over to bootlegracingleague.com and you can find out how. With that, the lights are off. The cars are starting to double back up. Lewis Flowers in control of your field in that gray number 62. 11 cars still running, 10 on the lead lap. Donnie Moore 2 laps down after that incident. Green flag is out late. Jump from Flowers. Joe Segala trying to stay alongside him. And J.R. Shepard keeping that door closed, not letting Joe down. Now it all comes to, can Joe get down ahead of John Wilson or not? And he can. Jeffrey Harden still trying to tuck in there. Harden goes. Now Joe's got to watch out for Harden getting down below him. All right. Joe Segala was able to hold on to a podium if he can hold off Harden for a few more laps. And another caution is out. Looks like more bad luck for Austin Belke and Ray Andrews. Let's pull that one up. There you see Andrews in the red and tan number 51. Austin Belke in the 24 just above him. I don't see any contact. Andrews slid up a corner a little bit, but there was no contact that I saw. No, I believe that's what we refer to as net code. But yeah, it collected Steve Hilbert. Who was that? Donnie Moore went through the grass to avoid. 2 other cars I couldn't see in time got caught up in that. Let me take another look at that one, but I did not see any actual contact between them.
Yeah, from that view there, it's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if... I know Belke was pinching him down, which is what you want to do to the guy on your inside. I'm just wondering if there was contact because of that.
Let's see, as they come around the corner, Andrews is a touch high. Belke's pinching him down. But I don't think there was actual contact there. I think that was net code. As you can see, Andrews start to rotate before I believe that Belke even got to him. How that would have turned out, who can say? But I don't believe they actually made the contact. Yeah, Steve Hilbert got a lot of damage from that one.
Yeah, that ended a couple guys' nights there.
Hey,
looks like.
It looked like Brian Johnson squeaked through with some minor damage. I believe that is Justin Walbring there in the 27. So yeah, unfortunate for a lot of those drivers. But I think this means we get to see our first official green-white checkered in the Bootleg Racing League.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see how this goes.
Yep, they're allowed 1. So if they screw this up, if they cause a wreck before the white flag comes out, the race is over under caution. If that white flag comes out, no matter what happens, we are finishing under green. And this might be exactly the break Joe Segala needed, as now he will be to the inside of J.R. Shepherd on the start. All he needs to do is get a nose ahead of J.R. to take second place. Now, Matt, what do you think? With going into a green-white checkered, with Shepherd on the outside, do you think he's just going to go for it on the outside and see what he can make happen? Or do you think he's going to try to tuck in?
Well, I think this is going to be your last chance effort here. I think you're going to see him diving in on the outside, seeing if he can make it work. Could make for a very interesting out of exit or out of turn 2.
Yeah, time to put all your cards up on the table.
And we'll see. Segala's got to try to get a good start there in third, but you don't want to overdrive it going in the corner and wash up into JR either. So,
all right, the lights are off on the pace car. They're going to restack and re-rack. And I don't know about you, Matt, but I've never seen a green-white checkered finish that didn't kind of resemble a destruction derby.
That's kind of what I'm expecting. I hope not, but I'm thinking it could end that way.
I'd love to say these guys are classier than that, but I've never seen it happen. Although I've never seen a green-white checker in the Bootleg Racing League either, so this could be a record-breaking moment right now.
This is our first official green-white checkered in this league.
Green flag is out. Kind of another late jump from Flowers. Shepherd not staying up there. But Joe Segala still falling back. Might have caught him napping on the restart, and Harden might have an honest chance at third place now. No, Segala is going to beat him out of the corner, and looks like beat him down the front.
Yeah, unfortunately for Segala, he did not get the restart he needed or wanted.
No, and this is the final lap. White flag is out. This is do or die time for J.R. Shepherd. If he wants to win, he's got to take it now.
Start-finish line is the end of this lap, no matter what happens.
Shepherd still trying the outside, is not able to beat Flowers. Coming out of the final corner, it is going to be the rookie, Lewis Flowers, car number 62, taking his first win in the BRL. J.R. Shepherd came home in second, Joe Segala third, Harden and Wilson round out your top 5. Now with that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to let timing scoring get all caught up, and we'll be back with your official race results and talk to your race winners. Don't go far. And welcome back. Here are your official iRacing race results. Lewis Flowers, brand new with the series, already got a win under his belt. He came home in first place in the number 62, up 4 spots from where he started. Great run from Flowers. Coming in behind him, J.R. Shepherd, Different Path Motorsports, had his nose damn near there, couldn't quite get it. Came home second place, 7 spots up from where he started. Joe Segala, a nice consistent run tonight. Started in 4th, finished in 3rd. Good run, Joe. Jeffrey Harden up 4 spots to come home in 4th place. Not quite enough to get that podium he needed. John Wilson, a slow start, but a decent finish as he rounds out your top 5 tonight. Brian Johnson came home in 6th. Justin Walbring in 7th. Steve Hilbert 8th. And Steve Hilbert was the last driver on the lead lap. 9th place went to Donnie Moore. 1 lap down. Behind him, Ray Andrews rounds out your top 10. He was down 7 laps. And 11th was Austin Belkey. Rough night for Belkey as he came home at 8 laps down. Behind him, Tom Hilbert. A lot of trouble in the early runnings, and he was going to finish 36 laps down. And Bruce Pearson did not grid up, but he still gets credit for being here, getting some points, and will round out the 13-car field tonight. And with that, we have tonight's race winner, Lewis Flowers. Lewis, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, Lewis, you got up front fairly early. You were running in the top 3 most of the night. What kind of challenges did you have getting around Joe, getting up front, and just running away with that lead?
I just trying to pick the right time to make my move. I knew I was pretty quick at this track for tonight's race, but for somebody who hasn't been doing too long, I mean, I'm not going to bloat. I mean, I'm glad to get the win, but there's a lot of good competition in here. And JR, you know, I knew he was behind me too.
Yeah, now talk me through that green-white checkered start. What kind of pressure were you feeling with JR to your outside and Joe Segala behind you? Did you think JR was going to try something around your outside?
Yeah, I thought he'd try something out there, and I was going to give him room for it. I mean, I'm not going to, you know, run nobody dirty or whatever. I mean, if you're faster, I'll let you go. I mean, I was just trying to run him as clean as I could because he's pretty good up on the outside, and I've been practicing on these outside grooves a little bit too, so I'm trying to get familiar with them.
Oh, sure. And now, Lewis, being new to the BRL, are you planning on running full-time this season?
Yes, I do. Every Friday night.
All right, sounds great. We look forward to seeing you down the road, and congratulations on the win. Who'd you like to thank for tonight?
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for putting this on. I'd like to thank you for putting this on the broadcast and everything, and that's probably just about it. So maybe hopefully next week I'll have another good run.
We hope to see it. Good luck down the road, Lewis. That was Lewis Flowers, your race winner tonight. And now with that, I believe, Matt, you've caught up with our second place finisher, J.R. Shepard.
Well, JR, a second place finish for you tonight. You had a good run coming from the back.
Yeah, not bad. Just got in the wrong lane early on there and kind of got held up. A lot of guys seem to be struggling on the outside line. It feels pretty good to me, and I was able to make some passes out there. But I just kind of got held up and had to go all the way to the back. And this is definitely one of those tracks where you do not want that to happen. It's really, really hard to pass here at USA.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because I know it's been a while since I raced here myself too. It's if that outside, if you could actually make anything happen. Was that more on the starts and the restarts, or just, or could you make it work under green flag conditions if you lined it up right?
Yeah, you could make it work throughout the whole race. For sure, it's a little bit easier right after a restart, but you can make it work the whole race. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get to somebody's outside, but once you're there, if you run the line correctly and don't overdrive your corner entry, you can make it work for sure.
All right, well, JR, congratulations on another solid finish for you. I know that that'll help in the point standings as always. And anybody you want to thank for tonight?
Just thanks to Bootleg Racing League for putting this on. Everything you guys are doing up in the BRL TV broadcast booth, putting these on is pretty cool. So good to see that. And thanks to my team, Different Path Motorsports, and we'll catch you guys later.
All right, that was J.R. Shepard, second place finisher. And with that, we've caught up with Joe Segala, Loose Lugs, who came home in third. Joe, you got a copy?
Got you loud and clear.
Joe, man, watching so many of your races, you have no idea how happy I am to have you up here in the booth at the end of the night. You had a great, quiet, consistent run. You were up front the whole night. You never fell back further than fourth. What do you contribute to that? With all these drivers that keep talking about how much they're struggling with a loose car, and you're staying up front.
Well, last week, I was absolutely horrible, and I talked to JR. He gave me some great advice on how to change my driving style a little bit, and what to adjust on the car to try and help out a little bit. And practice, I didn't do any of that in the beginning just to see how the car would be, and I knew right away the car was going to be crazy loose all night. So I took JR's advice, made the adjustments on the car and in my driving style, and you see the result.
Yeah, whatever secrets he gave you, it worked. You had a great run. I'd say the strongest run of anyone tonight, as everyone else was struggling at some point except for you. Now, talk me through that restart for the green-white checkered. It was historically BRL's first green-white checkered, and you got to be a part of history tonight. You were starting from third, and I thought you'd be in the sweet spot, but JR still beat you on the jump. Did they catch you off guard with the jump? Or did you just not think you had what it took to get your nose in there?
I just didn't get off the gun right away. I kind of messed that restart up. I did catch up to JR, and I could have gotten underneath him going into turn 1, but I didn't want to run the risk of sliding the car into him. So I just decided to back off and let him have it.
All right, now with this, next week, where are we going? We're going somewhere next week. Stafford. We're going to Stafford next week, Joe, if you didn't know. Now, with this, nice quiet run, podium finish, are you trying to outrun the bad luck you've been kind of tagged with over the year?
Yeah, I'm hoping that this is a start to changing my luck for the rest of the season. Not just in this series, but in all of BRL series.
It'd be great to hear it. I'd love to see you up here more often at the end of the race, Joe. Anyone you want to thank for this podium finish?
JR, for the advice that he gave me, this run wouldn't have been nearly as good as it was if it wasn't for his advice. Always got to thank my teammate, Jeff Harden, my sponsor, Vape and Juice. Anytime, if you're someone that vapes, if you got a vape and juice in your area, definitely go see them. Over 100 different house flavors, and they'll make them to your specifications.
All right, great to hear, and great run, Joe. We will catch you on the next one to Stafford.
All right, thank you.
That was Joe Segala. And now with that, we are going to bring tonight's broadcast to a close. If you like what you saw here tonight, the Street Stocks will be back on July 21st from Stafford Motor Speedway, as I so awkwardly mentioned just a few moments ago. And all the action will be right here on BRL TV at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. But before that, tomorrow evening, 7:15, the all-new Sportsman Series will be debuting the opening round for the SK Modifieds right back here at USA. So be sure to tune in for that one. Everything you've seen and heard here tonight was made possible by the Skidder Creek Motorsports Group, home to the Bootleg Racing League, the GT Racing League, Thunder Ridge Racing, the Virtual Grip Network, and more. For more information, you can visit them over at skiddercreek.com. Now, this has been a production of BRL TV. It's a broadcasting service aimed at giving up-and-coming commentators and directors a place to get their feet wet in the world of sim race broadcasting. If you've ever wondered if you have what it takes to broadcast a live race, this is your chance to get some experience without any pressure. If interested in getting in on the fun, go over to bootlegracingleague.com and you can find out how. Now, from all of us here on the BRL TV crew, myself, Matt Hoos, and Lowell Jewell, until next time, thanks for watching and have a great night.